shit. It's Megalovania, can you tell?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the It's Always Sunny in Hell podcast. We are your hosts. That is Jacob Rewind. I am
Okay, it's empty.
Ace Man.
Maybe it'll be better now. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. That's Ace Man, and I'm Jacob Rewind, and this is It's Always Sunny in Hell!
Yes.
Episode 4!
A fan podcast covering It's Always Sunny in
Slash
Philadelphia.
conspiracy theory.
Slash conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Our belief is that from the season 2, episode 1 and onward, the gang is in fact in hell, and possibly in a TV show in hell. Today's
And all
topic,
of this is not clearly communicated by the show or the creators, but they know what they're doing, and they're putting in subtle hints and little clues to lead us on our search and feed us good content.
The episode that we were talking about today is Hero or Hate Crime.
Another season 12 banger.
Such a good fucking
God.
episode, dude. You want to lead off?
Yeah. When we were watching this episode, I had to take a very deep breath and center myself after the freaking cold open, because it's such a strong cold open. Like, it gets in there.
The episode.
I really just had to drink it in. Like, it's such a strong cold open. In a minute and 41 seconds, they foreshadow shit that's gonna come up later with Mac limping. They have a fantastic gag of Charlie going, "Oh, dog shit," and immediately stepping in it. And him saying, "Why would I step on it on purpose?" And Mac being like, "You pointed it out to me." We have this conflict of a piano about to fall on Mac's head. Danny DeVito, or Frank as some call him, saves his life by screaming, "Watch out, F word."
Yeah.
Watch out, F word is what Danny says. Everyone looks at him, even the kid with the balloon. That'll come up later. They all look at Mac. Charlie kicks him out of the way. Piano falls, doesn't kill him. And then from there, it's simple. Yeah. Danny says, "I saved your life." Mac says, "You called me a slur, dude." That's sorry. Danny importantly says, "I saved your life. I'm a hero." Max says to him in response, "You called me a slur, dude. That's a hate crime." Danny says, or posits, "Well, which is it?"
Which is it?
Title
card, hero or hate crime.
It just don't get any better than that.
I apologize. I am eating ice cream, and I'm not going to stop throughout the rest of this recording.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you actually look at what episodes ice cream is being consumed in, you will find a secret numeric code, which you will decrypt to get a YouTube URL, which will show you a video of me
Stop giving away our secrets.
eating
Stop
more
giving away our
ice cream.
secrets.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so
yeah. God.
Full of good gags and great laughs in this episode.
So good.
Goofs.
Charlie says a no word, but he says a no word. He says a pretty bad
before.
He says it in the first episode of the entire show.
In the very first episode of the show, he says it, yeah.
But, okay.
It's not a great look, yeah.
What makes it, like, for me, in this episode, whenever he says it, it's filled with a childlike, like, is it this? You know? It's not out of malice or hate.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
Should you say the word no?
Yeah,
is the gag funny?
The gag is funny.
Yes. because it's almost like he's tricked. Like he kind of gets tricked into saying it unintentionally almost. Is like Mac is just like, how would you call out to the Arbiter in the same way you called out to me? And the
Yeah.
Arbiter is a black woman of color.
Mhm.
And Dennis is like, look, we're in some dangerous territory. And then Charlie guesses what the word would be by saying it. Like
Yeah.
it's good.
But
It's good.
yeah, that's
But don't say it.
I was like, as soon as I like it clicked, I was like, oh man, he says the funny word, doesn't he? He says the word.
Yeah,
But,
no, not great.
Man, this episode's so good. Mac
gosh,
comes
yeah.
out at the end.
Oh,
highlight,
do we
good.
talk about that now? Do we talk about that now or
Yeah,
later?
we can talk
'Cause
about it now.
I get so like it out of every scene in this show, like so many clips from this show make me laugh every time I watch it, which is necessary for a comedy. But another thing this show has is scenes that genuinely and fully just like up, and not even comedically, they just uplift me. They just
Right.
make me very happy. Like this show, like another one that comes and just connect with me too, because like I'm queer too. Like I'm fine saying that. It's not a huge mystery. But like just Mac coming out as one of them. Mac finds his pride is not even an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It is, but it's also a short film about finding into and coming and being who you are. And it's gorgeous. But there are just so many scenes that just like put a fucking smile on my face and like make me so happy. Like season 15 when they're in the bar and Dee's just about to lay into the waitress and she says, "You listen here, you," and Max says, "Get her, bitch." Like there's just so many of these moments of just these characters who like I just love these guys, man, and there are moments of this show that just consistently and truly put a good feeling in me.
Yeah.
And there are moments that will never ever fail to not make me laugh, such as Charlie being face down in the back of the trailer and the gang hits the road. Nothing makes me laugh harder than when that shutter comes up and Dennis is like a Juilliard corpse. Is the best way to describe it. He's got an arm splayed, he's laying on his back, his legs are in different positions, and Charlie is in dead man's plank, face down on the ground. So fucking funny. There's a very specific thing about me. Something that always makes me laugh is people face down like corpses.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say. But this is a completely different movie, and probably the only other time it comes up is when they're riding the babysitter like a raft down a chute in Cat in the Hat live action movie.
I fucking love that movie. I love that scene so much.
I vividly remember that scene with her being face down, and then I was really disappointed when I watched it and she was actually face up, and I was like, "Oh man,
it's so fucking funny
funnier with
either
her
way.
face down."
It would have been funnier with her face down.
But hero or hate crime? We're already jumping around.
Sorry. We
we just watched Old Lady House. Old Lady House was the one we just watched.
Old Lady House was the last episode of the pod.
Mm-hmm. And there's an interesting moment here that almost plays into the Dennis being a producer type character or being in on it, where he guesses Phil's name, but he says, "Phil, is your name Phil?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's Phil." He's like, "Okay, good."
It is Phil.
And it's like that's really funny. Or he knew that it was Phil because he hired Phil. He screened Phil. He was, I don't know, whatever.
I just like that line and delivery because it's like he guessed like a nerd name almost,
yeah, exactly.
you know, and he got it right.
Did they do that exact same gag in
Probably
2020 A Year in Review? It's similar. You know what gag I'm talking about, right? Like that's the Forrest Gump episode, and the guy comes in to review their spending for their fake businesses in 2020.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. There's an initial gag of them being like, it's probably not just going to be a regular old white guy, and then a regular old white guy walks in. But then there's some gag about his name. I can't remember what it is or if it's similar. We'll get there when
I can't
we get
remember.
there. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this episode is, again, you're gonna hear me say this a lot. It's one of my favorite types of episodes where it's just like the gang in a room, they're arguing, they have a normal straight man person to bounce off of that is of no connection to them whatsoever. So they are just experiencing the madness of these characters, and that is they're like a channel for new viewers to like tap into, you know. They're like,
what's the phrase for that? A
skin.
focal point.
A
point of fuck. There's a word for
POV?
like when a audience surrogate.
I think so, yeah, something like
That
that.
might be the word. That made me sound
But-
smart saying. That. Holy shit! It's Miguel O'Hara. Yeah, completely derailed everything.
But yeah, it's like one of my favorite types of episodes is like
Yes.
Central Point gang is just going crazy around this like thing. You know, I said that in the last episode.
Yeah.
But
And
man,
it's episodes like those that really fit into not only are they in hell, but everything is being produced and manufactured and
Yeah.
distributed in hell to be a television show, because it's like
Yeah, right.
these people have a story. Like a thing happens to them, they all care about it, they're all involved in it, and watching it develop is entertaining. Like and
Yeah.
it's not that hard to produce or manufacture because they care about it.
yeah. God, so Sonny is so like the episodes go in such like directions that you would not think of if you're used to like a normal sitcom, you know?
Yeah.
And man, we got to do like one of these with Curb, because I think Curb is like the only other contender, you know? It's still kind of like normal, but it's got that like edge to it where it's like it's a little bit avant-garde, but not as much as Sunny. In the sitcom space. But man, oh god damn it.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
fucking
I gotta. How long have we been recording?
good. 13 minutes.
13 minutes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Ice cream.
And I want to talk about the scene where Matt comes out, because it's really touching. It's very genuine, and I like it a lot. And it's completely undercut by the gang being like, "We're still gonna hate you. We don't like you. We're not your friend. We're," and it's just so fucking good, man. Because it's the about that scene. It's specifically the face that Rob McElhenney makes when
He's like,
when the gang is just like, "You can go back in. You've got the money. You can go back in." And you can really see it on his face where he's holding the ticket in his hands and he's really pondering over it. And he's like, or I could just stay out. And it's really sweet. I really like it. It makes
Yeah.
me very happy.
God,
Yeah.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I really like about the show that it does with characters, shit like that, where it's like these characters don't give a shit like what orientation you are or whatever. They'll treat you as like shitty as they would a normal person.
Oh yeah, they don't.
You
they
know,
don't
they just don't
discriminate.
care. Yeah,
They
right.
just hate everyone.
That's like my favorite thing about when shows do that, or like any type of media does that, because it just like it makes everyone just fit and like normal, you know, at like a base level. I feel like a lot of shows kind of like pander and stuff like that, like a lot of like the popular sitcom, like normal sitcom stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It always just feels weird, you know. But I like whenever everyone's just like on the same level. It's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Gay or straight, we don't care. You're irritating. You're irritating to us.
I liked
you.
you couldn't stop laughing at the line that Dennis says at the end where he's like, I'm happy for him, but I still hate him.
Happy for him. I really am. I just don't care. Okay. God damn.
Okay, so how exactly does this fit in the hell theory? I
Right.
watching it, I'm like, I'm just appreciating the episode, but I can't really make like a super good amount of connections. You know,
Yeah.
they go through multiple arbiters. They dominate the entire episode.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like find things where it's like, oh well, this could be, you know, this. Sorry, you go, and then I'll.
To me, it really is just like that's like what we see there is the entertainment that's being shipped out.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no like I think the best way I could put it is that the reason that window behind them is closed and the shutters are closed is because if you opened it, there would be nothing behind them.
Yeah.
Like they're sitting, they walked into a set of an arbitration office, and like they're on a sound stage somewhere. They just don't realize it. They're being Truman Showed. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
But another thing that I'd like to talk about in the hell thing is it's like, what kind of hell is it? And is it a good place type hell where the point of it isn't to punish... spoilers for The Good Place, but also if you haven't seen The Good Place, what the fuck are you doing? It's one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Have you seen The Good Place, Ace Man?
I have not.
Oh,
I've heard amazing things about it, but I
turn
just
the
haven't.
show off. It's end it. It's such a good rewrite it. Pivot. It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one of my favorite shows of all time, hands down. There is no better artwork, like statement about the world we live in and depiction of the afterlife that is better than The Good Place. The Good Place goes places that is like just insane. Like The Good Place is unparalleled in what it becomes. It's so good.
Okay.
Kind of spoilers, but at the end of the series, they rework what hell is. They rework what the bad place is, where it's no longer just eternal punishment. It's now a place where you're sent, and now you're outside of the real world, so you can work on yourself and your flaws. And eventually, hopefully, go to the good place.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful stuff. And, like, in an episode like this, Hero or Hate Crime, where it ends with Mac making a change in who he is about himself and how he feels about himself and how he presents to the world, it's like, is there hope for these characters? Like, can they change? No. They haven't. It's been 16 years, and they haven't. They're still terrible. But Mac's gay, and he's out now, and is there potential for like others to change in different ways?
I would say that they have changed a little bit, obviously.
Yeah.
But like one thing that comes to mind is in the Ricky Rat one. Is it Ricky Rat? Risky Rats.
Yeah.
Episode where Frank and Dee are just sitting at a table, and then I think Frank says like the R word or something at some point. And Dee's like, I don't know about that. I think we should just, it doesn't, you know. You know.
Yeah.
But then again, she like follows up with like something else that's like not terrible. Equally as bad, but still like, you know, like, come on, dude.
Yeah. That Risky Rats is an interesting one to me.
That's
kind of, first time I watched it, it made me so sad. I actually hated it. It made me genuinely upset. Specifically because it was when the episodes were airing. I was watching the season live as it came out, and I was over at a friend's house in Vancouver, and I was like, Lyndon, man, there's a new episode of the show. We gotta watch it together. It's so I'm so excited to watch this new episode. We watched it, and I felt bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sad that I watched that with you. It makes me feel bad. But that was how I initially felt. And also I was just like, there's no point to it. I don't get it, whatever. And then I watched the John Oliver web exclusive piece on the history of Chuck E. Cheese. And how much do you know about that kind of thing, like the history of Chuck E. Cheese?
Not that much. We'll probably get more into that whenever we get to that
that'll
episode.
be a good thing to talk about when we get there.
But we can dip our toes in.
I thought Risky Rats was like just kind of over dramatic. Like, no. Like, Chuck E. Cheese used to have a thick Brooklyn accent and was smoking a cigar and was like a super sleazy scumball. Like, they did really sand down the Chuck E. Cheese character to be brand friendly and marketable. And John Oliver has this whole theory and stuff, and I don't know. But so now I'm kind of warming up to the Risky Rats episode. I used to just hate it, but now I'm warming up to it more now that I know more of
When I first watched it,
lore.
I just I did like it because it is one of those episodes that, like the water park episode or the zoo episode,
Yeah.
or
You like the ending. The ending's good.
yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it, but like,
Chaos.
man, I do like it. It did seem like a watered down version of the watered down, more meaningless version of the laser tag episode. To me, I think it's more just because it was like a kid's, like, it's set in a kid's like arcade, place. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. Yeah.
Waiting for Big Mo, so good.
Love waiting for Big Mo.
Fuck. I was gonna say something. Oh, this season is post The Gang Goes to Hell Part 1 and 2.
True.
And I think that a little bit, whenever they were making that season in particular, season 12, they thought, we've gone this long, and obviously they've had weird episodes in the past, but like, let's start getting super weird and wacky with it.
Yeah.
And like, season 12 is that like turning point for me, at least, watching.
Okay.
You know.
I can see that. Yeah.
But again, I don't fully remember. There's probably like a lot of like super wacky episodes in season 10 and 11. It's just been a while.
Well, because it's season 12. Yeah, they thought they might be going out. You know.
Yeah.
'Cause it ends with Dennis leaving. I think they definitely wanted to take some big swings.
Yeah. And I think during that point in time, they were moving from FX to FXX.
Something
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. What did you do? I'm gonna slide past that one.
I was considering standing up, honestly. It's like this one might pick up. This one might catch.
I just mute my mic when that happens. I'm like, I'm not gonna risk that, dude.
I'm not gonna risk it. I don't care. It's a fart, dude. It's funny.
I know. It's a little embarrassing for me personally, but it's I was like, okay. All right. Fuck.
Next time it'll be bigger and bolder. There will be fucking effects.
Bigger, bolder, and uncut.
Bigger, bolder, smellier, stinkier, longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Fart.
man, this episode's a little bit tough for the theory, just like because there's not much to say about it. But
there's not a ton of meat on it theory wise, but episode wise,
it's so good. It's just a solid episode. It lands so well.
Mm-hmm.
It like goes in the air, does like a million cartwheels, fucking like in midair, goes through a pool, and like swims around, and then pops out like a dolphin, and then down into some rings, and then sticks the landing like perfectly. That's what this episode does.
And it's just very funny and well written and good. And
it's like perfect foreshadowing. Rule of threes with the fucking arbitrators. Fucking characters are top tier. Man, it's good.
Would you give this episode a 10?
I forgot to rate. We forgot to rate the last episode.
That popped into my brain too.
I would give the last episode a 10 and this one a 10 also. Probably. Because like this whole season is like above 8. Like it's 8 to 10. This whole entire season is 8 to 10. Like every episode.
Uh-huh. I go back and forth on A Crooked Tale, but yeah.
Yeah, understandable. But like, man.
The fact that a side character gets their whole episode is dope. I don't love the joke of the ending, but also him doing parkour is super awesome, and I like it a lot. And yeah,
It's funny that they show him doing parkour in the Manhunt episode, and that's just like been there for so long, and they haven't
Yeah,
they didn't really capitalize on it too much until
No.
A Cricket's Tale. Even
Yeah.
now, they probably don't do much with it. They probably haven't.
Mhm.
But man, yeah, good episode.
Yeah.
Good podcast.
Great podcast.
Yeah, good fart.
Yeah,
Thumbs up.
huge.
Thumbs up on that.
So yeah, if you've got any questions or recommendations or things you want to send our way, just dial the number on screen now. It's 999-999 Sunny spelt wrong. That's 999-999 Sunny spelt wrong.
Yep.
Give us a hit our line.
Yeah.
Thank you for clicking on the video and watching this
Comment down
long.
below if you have any episodes that you would like us to talk about in the Hell Theory. We'll even go and talk about like season 1 episodes, even though that's not in the theory or whatever.
You know,
we'll
there's a
talk about
fun
them.
game. There's a fun game that I like to play for when we watch season 1 episodes, and it's called What Would Frank Reynolds Be Doing? And I like to play the game of like if Frank were part of the crew, what would he be up to? What plot would he be up to in that? The one that I did, and I feel really good about it to this day, is Charlie Wants an Abortion. And my idea was that Frank would be trying to find a kid for Charlie. Like he's like, oh, you're trying to get with the waitress. Okay, you got to get a kid. I'll get you a kid. And yeah.
I got a guy.
I got a kid guy. Yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening.
Thank you for watching and listening. Or listen watching.
Yeah.
Just someone's watching with the audio music.
Reading our lips. Good. Remember, put an egg in your shoe and beat it. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Or should I